James Prime here, and today I'm in the Windy City, the other Windy City, which is Wellington, New Zealand, the capital of New Zealand. And following the formats of my other videos, I'm going to go around and ask what New Zealanders think of Americans/America. So we'll do the transition, I'll cut to some B-roll, and during the B-roll I'm going to add some comments from the previous videos just to spice things up a bit. So we'll do the transition. First question is, have you ever been to America?
No.
No.
Yeah, so it was, I think, when I was 2, so I don't remember it.
I've been there once. I was there for 1 week.
Yes, I have been. So I was in Seattle for a couple years, San Francisco for a year, and then in like Middle America for 4 years.
I did a little bit around LA and then Nevada and Arizona.
No, I have not been to America yet.
Yeah, I went there when I was like 8 or 10. I went to Kansas City.
What are your general thoughts on America?
To be honest, the only thing I've heard about America was Trump building some wall or something like that, and which I don't agree on, but yeah, that's my personal opinion.
They seem really patriotic. Yeah, it was like really passionate about their country.
Huge. Yeah, big place. Yeah.
America was definitely the home of the free. It was where democracy was, and there was that feeling. But right now, in our current stage, it's going through a massive change.
Yeah.
And no one really knows how it's going to come out the other side. So, but I think generally speaking, it's Kiwis always have a feeling of an alliance with America.
I love America, so I would live there, like for sure. I think the people are amazing, the food's amazing. So my best friends are there now. Like I would consider it to be more of my home than here, which is interesting. Yeah.
I love America. I really love. I think I could live there if I could. Yeah, yeah. I've mainly been to the bigger cities though, like New York and LA.
Yeah.
Been to Hawaii, which I love. But yeah, I really love it.
Lots of like kind of fast food, but like kind of a lot of things are possible. Like, you know, like compared to New Zealand, a lot of things you can happen. And it's quite like a busy place in comparison, for sure.
My general thoughts of America, I always think of it as like a place for opportunity. So that's, if anyone wants to make it big, I feel like you'd want to go to America. I also think a lot about like the gun violence over there, discrimination.
I think America is a very polarized country. I think it's really different between state to state, and of course it would be. It's so vast. And like comparative to New Zealand, we're like such a small island. It's quite a bit more homogenous. But it's funny you guys saying opportunity, because I think there is a lot of opportunity, but the opportunity comes a lot of sacrifice, which I feel as though in New Zealand there's perhaps more of a safety blanket for the people that don't. So my experience in the States is in Kansas was in the airport, there's always people begging, and it's quite forward in your face there, rather than here it's a bit more mellowed out.
What are your general thoughts on Americans?
They're quite welcoming when you want to have a conversation with them, but I'd love to have a mate as one though, to be honest. Yeah. But just off the movies, they're pretty hearty fellas.
They're quite loud, but like they're really outgoing people. I think the ones I've met. So
Sweet.
I've never really met an American. I think you're the first.
Awesome.
But you seem nice. But
Sometimes there is a little bit of ignorance, but I guess that's with any culture in any country you have.
Right.
But
Sweet.
no hate.
Americans are cool. I find Americans extremely friendly, and we've heard that feedback from Americans about us, but it's in a different way.
Right.
Different kind of friendliness. But there is definitely, Americans are very friendly people, from my experience.
for me, so I'm in the startup scene, and we've got a really big issue in New Zealand which is called tall poppy. So like when we're successful, we dumb it down. Not dumb it down, but we like tone it down, so we don't like to put our successes on other people.
Right.
Whereas in the States, it's like I feel like everyone's championing each other, and everyone's so much more excited about the opportunities and like, you know, how you're doing better on the world stage and like everything that you're doing, whereas in New Zealand it's a lot different than that. So I just feel like the support in the States is so much more amazing, and friends are more excited to be there for you, and whereas over here it's like, oh, you're doing something amazing, like don't tell anybody because they're going to get really scared about it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with what Azal said, but I think they're just so much more enthusiastic, and like, I don't know, it's so like weird to explain because everyone in New Zealand is so laid back.
Right.
And then when you meet people in America, they're just so like, they're just so different and energetic, and like, yeah. I really like them. I've made a lot of friends over there.
You kind of stand for like one thing and one other thing. It's quite black and white, which I find, and I find sometimes people can be quite black and white about things.
I think conservative is one of the main things that I think. The people that I have met that are from America, and like my auntie's American, super lovely, super welcoming. Just really, I think really nice people when I think of Americans.
My stereotype for Americans is quite like forward-spoken, like very like opinionated with their things, and then they won't be ashamed to sort of speak their mind. I work with a couple of Americans, and they've always just been like, this is what we're doing, this is how we're doing it, and there's less room for compromise. But also in saying that, there are heaps of exceptions to the rule. And I think you can sort of see where people come from in the States a bit, and it shines through.
Right.
Yeah.
What is something you like about America?
I think it's NFL. Is it NFL?
Yeah, NFL, yeah, like American football.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'd love to play that.
Definitely their music and stuff, like
Oh,
rap
yeah.
and their like festivals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Probably the theme parks, the amount of theme parks they have. Yeah, we only have one here.
If you guys like roller coasters.
Oh, okay.
Cedar Point. Shout out to.
Well, probably the first thing that probably comes to mind is the different types of fast foods you get. Like you got like a whole bunch of different things for kind of the same thing,
Yeah.
but they're all kind of very different.
Yeah.
Like you go to like a burger joint place, they're all different compared to New Zealand where it's just Burger King or Macca's.
Right.
So that's probably one thing, and probably the food proportions. Like our large cup would be like this, it would be like your guy's small. It's like ridiculous.
The food in America is brilliant, and there's so much of it. Love the history of it because it's pretty unique about how it started and how it grew.
Right.
I love the spirit of rebelliousness in that day
Yeah.
against the English. Actually, one of the most amazing things that come out of America is the Constitution. Very, very beautiful document.
I just love the energy. Like for me, the energy in America is a lot different. Like I feel everyone's really motivated, everyone's doing something, everyone wants to be doing something, confident, motivated.
Something I like is, I guess, everywhere's different. Everywhere you go is so different to the last place you've been.
Right.
That's what I really like. So I guess that's why so many people over there holiday in their country, because everywhere you go is so different.
Two things off the top of my head would be pink lemonade. I love the pink lemonade. Frothed it everywhere I go, pink lemonade. And how you get refills with that, like free refills, dope. And then I loved Arizona. Like, honestly, one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to. Such a cool place, yeah.
What I like is that I feel like if you go to a different state, you're going to feel like you're in a different like country. Like from what I've seen, I know that there's little places that look like Belgium and like all these different areas, so I think that's really cool. I also like how I feel like there's so many opportunities there to succeed, obviously with hard work though.
Waffles and dining. I love a diner culture. It's awesome.
What is something you do not like about America?
I think definitely for me anyway, it would definitely be its opinion on gun violence and how that to me is like controversial. I can't see how, to me anyway, how it should be controversial. I feel like it should just be black and white about something like that.
The rest of the world uses the metric system. Why doesn't America use the metric system?
I haven't quite formulated my final opinion on this, but how America will get involved in so many things around the world. There's times when I think, maybe in that situation America should step out.
What I don't like about it is the traffic. Like the traffic in LA can just like die. Like it just shouldn't be a thing. So I drove in the States for 3 years and I was terrified about getting pulled over.
Oh, yeah.
And here it's like, I wouldn't even think twice. Like, a cop would pull me over in New Zealand. I'd be like, oh, hello, like, how are you? Like, cool, you know what you were doing? And you'd be like, yeah, okay, I was going like a little bit over the speed limit.
Yeah.
Over there, I was absolutely terrified to get pulled over. I don't know why. It was just like this irrational fear. But I think over there, like, it's more seen, cops over there are seen, they contribute to fear.
Oh, right, yeah.
If that makes sense. Whereas I wouldn't think of New Zealand police, like I wouldn't see a policeman driving around, I wouldn't say, it doesn't bring up any fear for me. Whereas I see a cop in the States, I'm like, oh, why are they here? Like, they've got a gun, you know? It's all of these things that we're just not used to here in New Zealand.
Yep.
You could just see the difference between like the rich and the poor, like it's so obvious. And the whole race thing, I think it's still a big problem over there, even if they say it's not.
Yeah.
That's definitely what I experienced in New York.
Right.
Not so much anywhere else, but yeah, I just feel like it's still there and they're trying to ignore it.
The same field. I just think the racism there, the discrimination, you see it every day. Yeah, just seeing how prevalent it is and how in your face, and yet people are still trying to deny that it's occurring. And obviously I think Donald Trump isn't really doing much to help.
The American ego, sort of like prostrated on the rest of the world, like, we're going to do this way or you can get lost. And it's sort of like, well, as a small country, we know that we have to cooperate, and the world should be cooperating for things like climate change and like big issues that are pressing on us. And when the states are so against it and not willing to cooperate, and they're not leading that charge, then it's just, we're not going to get anywhere.
Could you give us your best American accent?
Hello, my name is Sai. I come from the far north in New Zealand. I sound like an islander, and that was my attempt.
Yeah, man.
Hey, my name is Zach, and I like, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Howdy, y'all.
Hi there, folks. It's a great day, isn't it?
Okay. Tackles. Could you get me some tackles?
Oh my gosh. Can I please have a glass of water?
Hi, my name is Meg and my favorite food is a roast.
That's perfect.
You did really good.
Ooh, a really windy spot. Surely this will sound good. Well, there you have it, folks. That is what some New Zealanders think about America/Americans. Now, to everyone who participated in the video, thank you. I really appreciate that. And to everyone watching, you be the judge. Take their opinions for a grain of salt, because I didn't interview everybody in New Zealand. So, yeah, that's it. And as for me, I'm just going to get lost.
Cool. You know the jungle has its rules, and I just gotta keep it cool, and I'll be treated like a tool. So don't be acting like a fool. Look at you sobbing like a moon, trying to get everybody's cool.